Hey, it's Steve Riley. Welcome back to Great Practice, Great Life. And today I've asked my friends, my colleagues, Ed and Jennifer, to come on the podcast and share with you their insights from what they've learned on how to improve your practice based on what they've learned at ClioCon. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're a Clio user, it might be helpful, but if you're really trying to figure out how to grow that great practice, some of the strategies and insights that they're going to share with you today are things that you can immediately start to use in your practice. Now, with that, Jennifer, Ed, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks,
Now,
Steve.
Jennifer, you were on previously, and Ed, you were just on a couple of weeks ago. So you're unfortunately becoming a regular, which is a good thing, I think.
Well, I don't know if you know, Steve, we're both from Westlake Village, so it could be this Westlake Village takeover of Atticus.
It could be the Westlake Village takeover.
We laugh because our offices are in the same city and we never see each other in Westlake. The only time we ever see each other is in San Francisco or Orlando or, Austin, right? Everywhere but here.
Hundreds or thousands of miles away.
Yes.
Hundreds or thousands of miles away, and you guys are just 2 minutes away from each other. So, well, anyhow, with that being said, welcome to the show. Just welcome.
Thanks.
Jennifer, talk to me about what you think is important for lawyers and team members to consider.
Right. So one of the things that was a big topic at the Clio conference was knowing your numbers, right? So KPIs. And for most of us, most attorneys are not math people. If we were math people, we would be engineers or doctors or some other profession besides lawyers. So trying to build KPIs, right? Key performance indicators, and having a way to measure what we're doing, how we're doing it, measuring our team, measuring our, our profitability, measuring our production, all of those different metrics are really key to taking your business to the next level. And so that was something that really was emphasized at the Clio conference was how do we get there? And one of the things that is super important is tech. Tech can get you these numbers and get you this information in ways that we used to try to do manually that that time and money will save with using tech if you're using like a Clio software to manage your information.
That's fantastic. One of the challenges that I have and I've seen other lawyers struggle with when they start to join Atticus is embracing technology and using something like Clio or CRM of some form that helps you manage your data and your workflow.
So my next topic was value-based billing is the future, right? And so from my perspective as someone who the vast majority of our work is hourly, it's something I've been hitting my head against the wall for, 8 years of, people can only produce so much, right? Whether it's me or my team, we target 3-to-1, right? Of 3, they need to bill 3 times what they get paid. Well, that's a cap on my profitability just based upon time. And the reality is that even at 3-to-1, that's a hard sell for like the production numbers. Like one of the statistics at Clio was the average person bills like 2 hours a day out of an 8-hour day, right? That's the average. So if you're going to be tied to an hourly model, you're capping your profitability. And one of the statistics in the Legal Trends report was that small and medium-sized firms are bringing in more business, right? So they're bringing in more clients, but their average billable hours are down because we're producing the work faster. We're limited to billing by the time, but then we're also adding costs, right? So I've added a tech stack, which costs money, but I can't bill for my tech stack. My people are producing quicker, so they're billing less, right?
Right. But this is the the irony or the paradox of innovation with the billable hour. So, and I really would love to pull together a bunch of thinkers on this next year and discuss it. Because when I asked Valerie McConnell at Co-Counsel what she thought, she was like, and she did this during the class, was like, no one has a solution like with this. So
for me, I'm actually tackling this because I have to. right?
Yep.
My firm's future really does depend on shifting to a value-based billing model. And so we do some things flat fee, and we up our rates every year. Most of our clients are residual recurring business clients. That's our core client base, which is an hourly client base. But what we've done is taken different practice areas and different segments and shifted things from an hourly to a flat fee. So, for example, our clients are often escrow companies, right? So, real estate. I'm a real estate attorney. Real estate transactional companies in California are escrow, right? So they do the transactions. Well, one of the big issues in escrow is that money gets stuck or left in escrow. When a transaction closes, either the sellers are fighting, or a transaction doesn't close and they're fighting over the deposit. And so there's a legal mechanism called an interpleader that is filed to manage this. So we do like a dozen interpleaders a month around here because we have this core group of clients who do this. So we've shifted our interpleaders to a flat fee model, right? Whereas we were doing it hourly. And so now and it's tiered. So, for this phase of the interpleader, it's this much money. For this phase of the interpleader, it's this much money. So I've taken a litigation practice area and turned it into value-based billing from hourly billing, right? And I'm going to do that with each practice area we have. And we did 2 or 3 this year. And my goal is to get the rest of them by our billing update next year.
I have been thankful to been using Clio since 2009, and I've literally seen it change from something simple to what it is now. And I would say 5 years, they'll invite a speaker that just scares the heck out of you. And this year, for me, they brought up a scholar. Her name is Nita Farahany. She is out of Duke University, literally brilliant. And her subject matter expertise is this concept called neurotechnology. Neurotechnology. And if you break it down, it is exactly what it sounds. It's basically sensing technology, brain sensing technology. So, like, I have a Whoop here, right? I'm gonna not talk. You have a Whoop too, right? So there'll be a time, probably in the next 3 years, Steve, where you and I can meet in our virtual world, not say anything, but communicate through our brain.
That's gonna be crazy.
A crazy new world. The reason why I wanted to share this with our community is it's here and now. It is projected to be a $38 billion industry in 8 years. And all of the players have engaged. 2019, Meta Facebook acquired one of the first neurotechnologies. So they're figuring out how to embed it. Apple has a form of the technology and they're embedding it in their ear pods, for example. So just imagine, again, the workplace, social media, without a computer, without a keyboard, without a mouse, because guess what? You won't need it. There is technology that is, I think, about 85% accurate, where if I wanted to tell Jen, I'm so proud of her. Thank you for all the referrals. And I want to be you when I grow up. I think it, right? Send an email, it'll go to her and it'll be 85% accurate.
That's crazy.
Right? So good news, bad news, there's always good, there's always bad. Imagine a world where this technology would be able to prevent a seizure, 5 minutes before it happens because it's paying attention to the waves and the AI and the patterns. Imagine a world where it will be able to sense whether or not you are creating, whether there is a brain tumor happening, right? And, timing, it's very difficult to diagnose. But also the bad of it, right? It used to be that our thoughts, our beliefs, our innermost secrets are our own property. But now there is a platform where it can easily be deposited into the public domain. So where is the line? How do we prevent this from being unused? Because these companies are capitalizing on this, and a lot of people are planning to make a lot of money. So her book is called The Battle for Your Brain, Defending the Right to Think Freely in the Age of Neurotechnology. And she's urging everyone, particularly lawyers, to be involved to create policy both on the national level, but also on the worldwide level, because it's happening and it's going to be here, and we just have to be very careful.
This is one of the points. So thank you. And this was a point I tried to make last year, because some folks some lawyers are very worried, like, oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I said, there's probably no greater time for us as lawyers to use our critical thinking skills, not necessarily to, quote, be lawyers, but to advocate and think about what are the positions that we have to take from a policy perspective on issues like this in advance. We can't, quite frankly, the policy can't stay ahead of the technology right now. The technology is outrunning everything.